if we were in a club, I'd have all the ladies.
But would you be wearing a mesh tank top?
If it was like 1996 and I was ripped, maybe. And here we are again.
We're back, baby.
Like the movie.
Like, yeah, the smart dinosaur from the spaceship movie.
Yeah, you get the dinosaurs. It's a dinosaur movie. We're back. We're just like them.
It's a real deep cut.
Well, I like to reach back into history.
Yeah, prehistory, if you will.
Into the annals of time.
And then you put dinosaurs in the Macy's Day Parade.
I don't see any other place better for them.
That's a good point, Bear.
So what's up, brother?
Nothing, man. What's going on with you?
Same old. Watching some League of Legends.
Yeah.
Playing some League of Legends.
Yeah.
Playing some Rocket League.
Yeah.
Losing at Rocket League.
Yeah.
Getting mad at my bad teammates.
That's me. I'm the bad teammate.
Well, no. This was last night when I was playing and you were not there. I was getting mad at other different bad teammates. Mm-hmm. It was magical.
People love to touch that ball.
Oh my God! Some people don't like to touch it at all.
There's that too.
There are polar opposites. You have the serial ball touchers, and you have the serial. I don't know what to call them. I mean, ball touchers are ball touchers. I guess these are priests. I don't know.
No. I guess priests are also ball touchers.
They're also ball touchers. That's a valid point.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call them. They're terrible teammates. Is really what it breaks down to.
Non-touchers. Touch.
Yeah,
touch me knots.
Touch ball knots. They must be incredibly lonely, and if they're not married, incredibly frustrated.
Yeah.
Because if they're not touching balls, then they're just angry human beings.
Maybe that's not their bag. Don't hate.
It's not their ball bag.
It's not their ball bag.
So can I make a quick comment about just League of Legends as a whole? As we were playing it over the course of last week, and we lost the game.
Yes.
We were against, I believe it was a Tristana.
Yes.
And the game was at like 46 minutes or something. And Tristana, the hyper carry, got a bunch of kills. And we lost the game. It was going poorly, and we lost the game kind of going into that. And then at the end of the game, in the post-game chat...
It should also be noted that I was playing Ezreal.
Right. Newly defanged Ezreal.
Yeah. To make myself feel better.
Right. So... As I was saying, it's like a 46-minute game. Tristana, whatever, gets a bunch of kills, and we lose the game. Post-game chat, the old wrap-up.
Love the post-game.
Where the nuggets of truth that come out are just rich with truth, justice, and the American way, or something along those lines. Excuse me. So, one of the guys on our team goes, "Man, that Tristana, she was fed." And I have to pause for a moment. In a 46-minute game, does it matter?
No. Well,
because I looked at my stuff and I had a full build. I looked at your stuff and you pretty much had a full build.
No, I had a full build.
Okay.
It's Kleptomancy Ezreal. Yeah. It's full build at like 12 minutes.
I didn't really look at everybody, but I'm pretty sure everyone had a full build, including Tristana. And that guy is just like... Oh, man, she was fed. Bro, it doesn't matter. You're just not good. It's not about being fed or not fed. At that point, you're playing skill versus skill. And her skill of being able to hit her face on the keyboard and smash buttons at the same time was better than your skill of I don't even know who that guy was.
She was able to right-click much better than me.
Naturally.
Yeah. She's got them Korean right-click APM skills.
Got them StarCraft APM. Did you see the guy who played with his foot?
Yeah, people are weird.
I mean, yeah, I will not I will not argue with that.
That's not even really the weirdest thing I've seen on the pro StarCraft scene.
I thought you were going to say on the internet. I was like, that is by far not the weirdest thing I've seen on the internet.
There was one pro-Korean player, they called him the Towel Terran, because he played with a towel over his mouse because his hands got too sweaty. He couldn't keep a grip of the mouse.
That's gross.
And he was pro. Like, he had won stuff.
That's gross.
So he had to keep a small hand towel on his mouse at all times to keep it from getting too sweaty.
Someone should have invented him some sort of a terry cloth thing that goes over his mouth, like a mouse sheath,
Yeah,
if you will.
They have those. They're called gloves. You wear them on your hand.
They're not made of terry cloth, though.
It's wool.
Ew, I don't want. That'll make my hands sweat more.
Okay, it's polyester. Get one of them spandex workout gloves or something.
Got to have a natural fiber.
Literally,
the workout gloves are too bulky.
They're not too bulky. You get some Lycra, not like weightlifting gloves or some biking gloves.
No, like biker gloves, like leather with the knuckles,
biking,
and
like for people that ride city bikes or street bikes.
Hate.
They're thin.
No. I want to get sandwich tattooed on my knuckles.
Why?
Do you get it?
Sandwich?
Yeah, on my knuckles. It's a knuckle sandwich.
Oh, I get it.
You get it?
I get it.
I'm not actually going to do that.
You're very funny.
I'm incredibly clever.
I can tell. I can tell that from here.
My mother thinks I'm hilarious.
She does.
Yeah. Well, looks aren't everything. Hey, tower dive!
That's the tower dive.
There you go. Do you think that,
Can that
like
be our
Kobe?
Catchphrase?
Hey, the tower dive!
Hey, the tower dive.
Can we get like some foreigner to do it? I'll walk around the city and I'll find somebody like an over-enthusiastic foreigner, someone from a stan, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, perhaps. When they could just be like, just say tower dive. Be like, hey, it's the tower dive!
And then it has to be followed up with foghorns. Wah, 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 wah.
The guy who has the halal cart, maybe I can get them to do that. They make fun of me.
Definitely.
They're great guys.
Have you told them about your podcast and how you're internet famous?
No, they make fun of me because I said I want extra hot sauce on my falafel, and like you like the sauce on your balls.
Nah.
Hey, he's the tower dive!
This guy.
I'm hoping I can create that relationship with them so that every time I go there, they say that to me.
It's a good idea.
I'll be cultivating it tomorrow.
I'm into it. You got to make sure you tip them though.
Right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm buying food from.
You have to tip.
I don't have. You
got to tip the food truck guy if you got the cash. Sometimes you got to get that extra soda.
No, they give it to you. It's $5, man, with the soda. It's a great deal.
I
don't
drink the falafel carts.
Oh, it's so good. It's if I ever move from the greater New York City area, I'm taking one.
You should. I should have taken one with me.
I don't mean the sandwich. You mean the truck?
Yeah, the whole truck.
I'm like a punch a guy out and just drive the truck away.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Right.
I got it.
That's good. Good ass falafel.
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to my favorite falafel place here in New York City, Nishnush.
I've never been to Nishnush.
If you're in New York City, in the financial-ish district, and you find yourself wanting some good falafel, go to Nishnush.
Is that the one? That's not the one with the line around the block constantly.
I don't know. I've never had. I mean, there's a line usually, but
because you're like way downtown. I think this one was in Midtown. It's like famous.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I mean this place. I don't know if it's famous. This is real good.
My favorite was the Rafiki's in Park Slope. That was some good
I think I know
falafels.
Rafiki's. I think I know. Yeah, hey, listen, man. They know how to make their falafel.
They got it. They got it on lock.
They got it on falafel lock.
Falafel.
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 That sounds like a foreign.
It sounds like a Muppet sound to me.
I don't feel comfortable saying that foreign swear word that you're
It's
using.
Iranian chef.
Hey, it's the tower dive! That guy.
I hate it.
How do you hate it? You hate it so much you love it. You hate it so much that you
And then
love
it's
it.
going to be like fart noises. Wham, 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 wham.
It's like Ira and the
Yeah.
douche. Douche. So League of Legends happened this week. Well, actually, you know what? We were talking about this a little bit earlier off air, and I kind of want to jump on it.
Don't talk about what happens off air.
Sorry, I said jump on it, and it just made me think of that stupid song.
It's not stupid. The song's a classic.
It's a terrible
It's a classic.
song. It's a miserable song. I can't imagine people are going to be excited that we talked about it, even though we gave it like 5 seconds of
I
its
played it
own
at my
little
wedding.
part.
And
I
did a
know, I was
dance.
there. I did not play it at my
You did
wedding.
not. I was there too.
I know. I banned stuff like that from my wedding.
Yeah, you had a very strict music list.
No, we didn't. We told him. I gave him a list, and I said, I don't care if you don't play any of these songs, but if I hear the chicken dance, you're fired. No chicken dance would play, but he did play Superman. That hoe.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the night, he did that as a joke.
Hilarious. Too. We were all far too
guy.
drunk by then.
Yes, I was telling people I just didn't want to die by the end of the night. It was great. I didn't.
No,
I'm stoked about that.
I almost did.
Nobody died. No, Danny puked up black.
I almost puked up at the lanes.
Yeah, that was where I was telling people I didn't want to die.
I didn't though. I made it.
Everybody made it. It's victory for all. Success. Well, I mean, he didn't die.
Changed him.
I mean, he may have puked up, the Venom symbiote, but he's fine.
It changed him for life.
Changed him. But anyway, so back to what I wanted to talk about. So tomorrow, February 1st, in case you're wondering when we're recording, is the new Annie video. So what do we think about that? Because they just released that little teaser, and it looks weird. It reminds me of like when Disney makes those shorts, but they don't release them. But then, like 5 years later, they release that movie that has all of the shorts in it, and it's one of those ones that they didn't release, and you're kind of like, huh?
Really?
I can kind of see why they didn't release.
It kind of reminds me of like that old cartoon show that was on late at night. It was like Ooh Canada. It was all Canadian independent animations.
Oh, I think I know what you're
and
talking
they were
about.
always either squiggle vision or real like swatchy.
I mean, it kind of looked like the Aha's Take On Me video, just in color.
It's a League of Legends Aha.
Yeah, it's like... I was sort of waiting for the guy to just kind of come out.
But in a minor key.
In a minor key, which makes it a haunting melody.
Horrifying.
Speaking of that, the Nirvana in a major key is just a happy poppy
That's
punk
true
rock
too.
song. Hilarious. So Annie 6-minute cinematics coming out tomorrow. Annie Origins. What do we think of this? I'll be honest. For me, Annie creeps me out.
I mean, she doesn't really creep me out. I think it'll be good.
I'm freaked out by little
You're
girls.
freaked out by a lot of stuff. Little
Not
girls,
really.
spiders, clowns. 3 things.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think those are 3 pretty legit things to be freaked out
but I
by.
get like being freaked out by one of those things. But you got all 3. You got the fear trifecta.
I got the Deathly Hallows of not liking
You go to a
things.
haunted house and you instantly poop your pants. All those
Not
things
really,
are in the
there's no-
front.
I mean, not if it. No, I've been to haunted houses that had no spiders or
I don't believe you.
clowns. But I've been to a haunted house that did have clowns, and it was a bad time. There were no little girls, but think about it: The Ring, little girl, creepy.
Not really little girl, teenage.
The Grudge. The Grudge. No, she was a little. She wasn't a teenager. The first one, she was like
you're right.
9.
You're right.
She was like 8 or 9. Yeah, The Grudge, creepy little kids.
That was a boy though.
All those. Well, there was a
but
girl
she was
too.
older.
But it doesn't matter. She's still
matters.
creepy. The fact is that little girls terrify me. So they're making this video, and it's probably going to be weird.
Yeah.
And I don't really know, but I don't love Annie as a character, and they're really getting balls deep in the lore thing, and they keep making stuff like this. And I guess it's cool that they're going out of their way to kind of deepen the rich tapestry that is the lore of League of Legends in some regards. But I guess I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the actual lore, but I like these cinematics.
No,
yeah,
they're cool.
I think they're like the cinematics that Blizzard would put out with any game ever.
Whoa, let's back off. Blizzard's cinematic team is legendary.
They're dope.
All right.
I think
Yeah.
all of the actual cinematics. Well, okay, I can't say all of them because they were real weird in the very beginning.
For
League
who?
of Legends.
Yeah,
but the modern day
the
ones
game was
are
a different
quality
game.
production. They have nothing to do with canon, but they're good.
No, they're not. No, they're not
Yeah.
bad. They're like they pick strange things.
I don't know. I don't think they're that strange.
I'm like they just like. Why focus on Annie?
Because
all of a sudden?
she's a classic archetypal character.
Little girl.
The spooky little girl that summons a big monster.
That's the classic archetype.
That's an archetype. Yes.
Is it?
Just go
Are
with
you
it.
sure?
Don't say no, baby.
I don't want to. Whoa.
But also, she's been
Whoa.
around since the beginning, and her background is she's a little girl that shoots fire. So I get them wanting to expand it a little
And
bit.
has a
And
bear.
has a beer. Have you seen her bear tibbers?
Now, it's not a large hairy gay
No,
man.
not that. It's not a leather bear.
Not
Teddy
that
bear.
kind of bear. Not that kind of bear. That would be great though if they made a skin where she was like a creepy dominatrix
Ew.
and she had a weird hairy gay
Ew.
man.
She's like 7.
That's for it. Oh no, she's like 74.
Well, yeah, but she's stuck as a 7-year-old.
I know. I'm not saying because I want to see her as a dominatrix.
I don't know
just
what
wanna
you're
see,
saying. I don't want to go there.
I just want to see Tibbers as a large hairy gay man. Walking around going, "Oh, behave," and and punching people
While on fire.
Shit would be amazing, amazing. It's an untapped resource.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I really feel like it's a missed opportunity.
Might be one step
Can you
better
imagine-
than Pug Mall.
But an
An
important,
important
step.
step.
Oh, that's a whole nother day just talking about the skin ideas I have versus the skin ideas that have been released by Riot and the League of Legends.
You and the
team.
skin team are on different wavelengths.
We're we don't seem to be on the same page. We're definitely thinking the same thing,
No.
but in different
I didn't even
different
give
ways.
you that.
I mean, we're thinking about
Oh,
making
yeah,
skins.
okay, sure.
We're thinking
Yes.
about that part, and then it's just kind of, oh, well, look, we made a dog, and it's Cogmaw. Woof, woof. Yeah, you need a dominatrix Annie with a large gay man in a leather vest who's really hairy, but beating people up saying, "Oh,
Let's,
behave."
just make Camille, but turn her legs into dildos.
Well, listen, I said nothing about that. And it wouldn't be her legs turn her sword into a big dildo.
Camille's
dildo on a
legs are
stick.
swords. Yes.
Are they? I've
That's
never
her whole
played
thing. She's got sword legs. That's her
it.
shtick.
Really? Well, that makes it
Yeah.
more interesting.
And one
look
leg
at that,
is for magic, and the other leg is for other regular swords, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna be totally transparent right here. That is the stupidest thing I've
Really?
ever heard.
Have you not looked at this
That
at
is-
all?
That is the dumbest
Yeah.
fucking thing I have ever heard. That is such a she is such a stupid character now because of that.
It might be more nuanced than
I-
that.
I don't care if you gave it to me like I was 5, and that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in
Yeah.
my whole life. Yeah, they got their legs, their swords. I mean, you had
Yeah.
sword legs. One's a magic sword. One's a not magic sword.
No, it's like
What?
The Witcher. Silver for magic,
So one is
steel for men.
so one is He-Man's sword, and the other one is just like some shitty rusty
some
ass
guy's
rapier. Yeah, I imagine it was like her parents ran out of money during the
Magic swords
transplant.
are very expensive, and they're not covered
Yeah,
by
it's
your
like,
usual
so-
insurance.
Yeah, Aetna doesn't cover that. So it was like, here, you got the best sword we could possibly find. Incredible magic sword on your left leg. And you got this rusty ass rapier we found in a barrel of pickles. This is your other leg. What? Yeah, don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's great. Lead with your left. Don't lead with your right. That shit's gonna break. I wouldn't run. And also, I'd wash my hands. If you touch it, you're probably gonna get tetanus from it. So that's poor. She's a terrible character
And
now.
she's got cool hair, I guess.
She just to me always looked like Fiora Light.
Or is she Fiora IPA? I don't know. She's like the more Fiora. Because she got 2 swords.
Really?
She's like
Listen,
double Fiora.
But her legs doesn't
She's
count.
Fiora
Doesn't
double
count.
IPA.
Listen, Fiora has that skin where she looks like she's the naughty teacher. I'm into it.
Camille just has a robot skin.
Yeah, I don't care. She's stupid. She's a dumb character and she's dead.
Wow,
To me.
that happened fast.
Yeah, I really
That
turned
went
on her
from
quick.
she's super interesting to what? Regular sword? No. No one in this game has a regular
Yeah,
sword.
well-
That's so stupid.
Yeah, right. I mean, the only person whose weapon is lamer than that is Jax because he beats people up with a
Or a
dumb
fishing pole.
lamppost. Or a hockey stick.
Or a baseball bat with nails in it.
Or a god
Oh, God.
staff.
I hate all the
Exactly.
god skins. There's
Are there
3.
more than one? Did I just miss that?
Lee
Who's the other
Sin and
two?
Wukong?
Wukong and Lee Sin. I don't remember
Yeah,
them.
they're
I
terrible.
don't remember their skins. I mean, I know I'm familiar
People
with the
love them.
characters. Oh wait, isn't it like
Yes.
Godfist Lee Sin? Oh,
Which is weird
lame.
because he
That's
kicks.
right.
Should be Godfoot Lee Sin.
No, but because he's like a Thai boxer, isn't he? He's like
I mean, he's got a
thing.
Muay Thai skin,
Right.
but I think he's a monk. I don't think he's a professional boxer.
I mean, he's not a real person, so
Whoa,
it doesn't
whoa,
fucking
whoa,
matter.
whoa,
I know he's not
whoa,
a
whoa,
professional
whoa.
boxer.
They're
That's
real
not
to
my bad
me.
makeup.
This is important. I
Real to
spent
me.
a lot of time on this game.
I believe in them. How dare you ruin this? How dare you break my full
Just like
immersion into
Found out Santa Claus was unreal.
Unreal Santa Claus.
Unreal.
Now I can't let my
He's so sick.
now I. I was gonna say now I can't let my daughter listen to this stream. I hope
No,
you're
he's
happy.
unreal.
There you
Like, he's
go.
just so
Like-
rad.
like the
Yes.
tournament.
Where when you get
unreal
shot,
like
you
the
explode
tournament.
into a bunch of organs.
Triple kill, monster kill, holy dog shit.
I don't
that
think
was one of
dog
the
shit
things
is
that they
right.
yelled. Like
I don't mean to.
in
I don't
general,
mean to bring you
just don't-
down, but I don't think "holy dog shit's" the right quote.
It's
definitely
something like
is.
that. I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
It's
It's an
important.
old game. This
is important
for
to me.
posterity.
We
Who
pride
cares? Who
ourselves on
cares
being
if stuff's
a
important to
factually
you?
accurate show, and here you
Do
go,
we?
just spouting off made-up quotes from Unreal Tournament 3.
Oh,
2?
I thought you were
Probably
gonna.
all of them.
I thought you were gonna use a different phrase to call what I was doing, and I was gonna fucking punch you
Oh,
through the camera.
yeah, no. Come on.
I thought you were gonna
Come
say
on.
it. Don't
I'm
say
better
it.
than that.
'Cause-
Nah.
Are you though?
Nah.
No,
But
not
it is
really.
that is low-hanging fruit.
It was very low hanging fruit. That fruit was on the floor.
Ripe, rotten. It's got bugs in it.
That was it's dirty ass, messed up, gross fruit. Nobody cares about it. So anyway, though, there was games
I don't
also
believe
that
you.
happened, despite you normally shouldn't. And that's safe. That's a safe mantra to follow. But there were games, and I watched most of them. I didn't care about most of them. But I try to pick out games that strike me as interesting, or that I feel like have some sort of overarching storyline.
Yeah.
I guess we'll call it. You know, I look for something that's kind of
Ooh,
juicy.
and juicy.
I think, or yeah, something I think is going to be juicy. You know, like when you pick up that pineapple and it's like, ooh, it's very heavy for its size. I bet it's juicy. That's what I do. I pick up pineapples, aka choose
love it.
games. Right? And I'm assuming you did something
I
like
watched
that as well.
as many as I could with the time given.
That is a different
Yes.
take on it.
Mostly
But I
because
like it.
I'm a masochist, and
Oh,
also I can just put these things on and listen to them. So,
that sounds like you're talking about
Yeah.
headphones.
Oh, yeah.
By the way.
do you guys?
put these
Do other
things
people
on,
have these
listen to them.
things? I thought I was the only one.
I call them head.
I call them
Phones.
ear speakers.
I call them auditory
I call them
louders.
tune blasters.
I almost called it I almost said
That
olfactory,
is
and then I realized
definitely
that's
your
your nose.
Yeah,
That
headphones
would
for your
suck.
nose.
So the game I picked
Yeah.
that I'm going to talk about, the game I picked was, and I mean, I guess if you're listening to this, you're going to roll your eyes when I say it, but I picked Echo Fox versus not Cloud9, Echo Fox
You get
versus
right out of
TSM.
town.
Right? And I feel like the storyline for me this season is going to be to kind of follow TSM and really, instead of hate on them constantly, I really am going to try to understand
good
them,
luck.
I think. I'm going to try to kind of figure out and not break it down, because I'm really bad at that. But I'm going to try and like watch their games with an impartial eye and understand when things go wrong, why they went wrong, how they went wrong, and what could possibly have been done, if I can figure it out, to make them not wrong. So we're starting off TSM versus Echo Fox. That was TSM had already taken in the first day. They'd beaten Optic.
Right.
So they were sitting 1-2, and we're looking to go 500 and kind of right the ship, as it were. And Echo Fox was 3-0 at the time, looking to be the first 4-0 team, really killing it. And I will say this: I was never a big lover of Echo Fox in previous splits. Excuse me, but I do love Rick Fox.
I liked
as a team
the team. I just didn't like their results.
Well, they weren't they didn't have very good players.
They were a budget team, although I think they've started to finally build something.
I don't think they were a budget team. I just think they didn't know what they wanted, and they were just picking up players like Froggen and shit like that. And they were just picking up guys that were names that didn't really work in any kind of
also at the
meta
at the time. I feel like we're saying that a lot. At the time,
back
in my day, Echo Fox just picked up whatever free agent there was, and they said, "Go get him." It was because that's kind of what you had to do back then. If you weren't already a pro player, apparently in North America there were only imports and then old geezer pro players that have stayed beyond their welcome.
Or shitty rookies that because no one was giving anyone a real chance when you think about it. There was a very little, only scant few new players were being matriculated through teams. Which I feel like now is definitely not the case. Now you have a lot of nice new players coming up and in, and despite there being a ton of overseas, additions.
Boy.
But regardless,
it almost
TSM
sounds
Echo
like
Fox.
Franchising and forcing key teams to sponsor academy leagues was a good idea.
And having deeper rosters is definitely not us. Oh wait, we did. That's exactly what we did. My bad. I forgot. That was actually like 100% what we said would happen.
We're taking right to court.
Yeah, we What did we? Was that was? Would you
well,
say
I don't
that
want.
prognosticated
I don't want
that?
to talk a lot about it because pending legislation and litigation. But yes,
yeah, we are prognosticators
amongst other things.
Procrastinators. You don't say that
Sorry.
out loud.
There's no take-backsies when you issue titles. So that one's...
No takes...
That's out there now.
I mean, the show isn't live. Technically,
there's no take-backsies.
Technically, we could take these backsies, but we're not going to because that would remove the officialness of this. That wasn't the word I want to use, but I couldn't think of it. I wasn't going to sit there and stutter like an asshole.
Honesty of the show.
Sure,
removes
that
integrity
sounds good too.
That is integral to our...
Integral integrity.
I like it.
That's a good one right there. So TSM Echo Fox. Echo Fox was 3-0. TSM was 1-2 at the time. Echo Fox, because they didn't ban her in the first round of bans, jumps right on Zoe. You have Phoenix. You're going to put him right on Zoe. Pretty hotly contested pick. Had faced a lot of bans, so it was sort of weird that they let her get through. But whatever. So the game starts. That was kind of the first big woo. I know TSM banned out Lucian because of Hooney's play on Lucian and top, and they were like, no, we're not gonna let that happen again. They dropped the respect on Hooney. So early in the game, Echo Fox, they're doing some good ganks. They're bullying some lanes. They almost get a couple of kills, but TSM was able to escape. What have you? Then Haunter gets a kill on Hooney. Just kind of outplays him. I think that the first one, because Hooney was on Gangplank, I think he was too far up and then got caught ganked, or... Yeah, that was it, because then I think the second one it was during a big team fight. I don't know. Anyway, long and short is, some time goes by and TSM has 3 kills for Haunter. And I think 1 was on Echo Fox at that point. So things are looking good for TSM, right?
No.
Am I wrong for thinking that? So I'm watching this game and I'm ultimately quite unhappy because I see TSM and I was like, oh, I guess they're kind of figuring it out. And then there's a big team fight and Bjergsen comes out with a bunch of kills and and things are spiraling and everything's going TSM's way and as soon as you know it, it's like 14 minutes, TSM's up 5-3. they're 2-0 in turrets, and you're like, wow, this game is really starting to get out of hand. They get a Baron. They're up 7-0. I think they're up 5, like 7-1 in towers. They have a 9,000 gold lead. What happens? I mean, I know what happens. I'm asking what happens.
Does it require
what does popular logic? No, maybe. What does popular logic
that TSM
dictate?
chokes and then the game gets turned? Oh,
I was just gonna say popular logic would dictate that with a 9,000 gold lead, when you're up 7-1 in towers,
no. This is North America.
You take the game.
That's not how we do it here.
You finish the fucking game.
That's not what we do.
No, it's clear. And listen, all props in the world to Echo Fox for staying with it. You know, they didn't lose themselves. Dardoch had some amazing engages on Zach. He was absolutely out of his mind. These great fights that he was starting. You know, maybe they weren't always going their way, but they were just. I was very impressed, especially because he's a giant piece of shit. You know, but you can't doubt the guy's got skills.
Have you seen his eyebrows?
And skills and eyebrows. I mean, how could you miss them? You could almost see them
like
from
a Marx
space.
brother.
That's
one of the noises.
What?
Right? That's what a Marx brother
is that what
does.
they? Oh, is that what? Is that what a Marx?
Or is that a different?
What is he? It is. That's what you just did was, I think, Jimmy Durante.
All these old timey comedians,
or you might have just made it up. I don't know.
The same.
Old timey comedians. So anyway, around like 50 minutes, TSM just fucking throws the game. But you could see before that, 10 minutes prior to that, 12 minutes prior to that, go back in a little bit. You can kind of see the crack starting to form, slowly but surely. It's not like it happened where they just made a real bad play and it was like a fucking tidal wave and it ended the game. It did not happen. It was Echo Fox staying the course, being smart, moving as a team, getting a pick here, getting a pick there, making a good play, having good vision, and TSM it's like they didn't know how to play with a lead. And that to me is mind-boggling for a team that everyone was I mean, for all intents and purposes, they dominated all last season. I understand that, and you would assume
that's
a better
where you're wrong.
team. That is correct.
Spring split
is
syndrome.
Where I was wrong.
Patent pending.
I know it's a spring split. It's not the most important split of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of that. This is
Right.
where you iron out the wrinkles. This is where you tighten the screws. This is where you insert fixing, cliche here. I get that. But don't you want to not look like a giant pile of dog crap where you... I can't... I couldn't... I was watching it and I knew the end result already. I knew Echo Fox was winning that game. I already knew that they were 4-0. So I was watching that game under the pretense of how did it happen. And I'm a half an hour into the game going, I can't see them winning this game. Am I sure I'm right? Did I look at it? Were they really 4-0? Because I'm watching this game going, there's no way they win this game. They're 9,000 gold down. At one point, they might have been 11,000 gold down. Down.
TSM was up.
Where they were...
Gotcha.
I'm saying Echo Fox. Yeah. I was watching that game and I could not figure out. You saw it. I was sending you messages going, I don't know how they lose this game. How they win this game. How does Echo Fox win this game? And then I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was shocked.
I think that's actually
shocked
a theme
and
that's
appalled,
going through a lot of teams right now, especially in North America, is the inability to close out late games.
Right,
Yeah.
and it's just, and these games are just dragging too. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. But these games are just dragging. I mean, this game dragged because TSM couldn't close the deal. It's almost like they didn't know how to. And I feel like that little thing right there, the inability to close a game, is
that's
unforgivable.
Also every team right now in North America, no one knows how to close a game. Everyone's looking for the last team fight.
I mean, I don't know. Echo Fox
mostly they've just stalled out until they've gotten an ace. Now, the thing I'll say about Echo Fox is that their team fighting has been amazing. So it's
No, yeah, their comps are built
it's smart
really
for them
well.
to stall out
they're
and look for the big team fight because that's what they're good at. They're not really that great at sieging or rotating. They're just looking for the pick or they're looking for the big fight.
I mean, I will say this. I've been very impressed by Dardoch. I've been very impressed by Alltech. I think those were the two guys going into it, going into Echo Fox the season, that they needed to come up big. Otherwise, they were going to struggle mightily. Yeah. Because Hooney's going to be good. Hooney dominated NA last time he was there. He's just coming back from being on SKT.
It's almost like he was a world stage SKT player. Weird.
Right, he's going to be great. And Phoenix, I feel like what you're getting out of Phoenix. Yeah, he's a very solid player. He's borderline great mid laner. I don't think he's great yet, but he's borderline great mid laner. There's flashes of brilliance when you see him play. Sometimes he makes a bonehead play, but there are flashes of brilliance.
Well, who doesn't?
Likes to chase kills sometimes, but
what's the point of the game if you're not going to chase
no
a kill?
Glory. I am in full agreement. And Adrian is their support, and
Why?
I really dislike him, but
I think Adrian is good, but this meta doesn't favor him.
He's a good player. No, he's a very good player.
He's
but
best on caster
supports,
casters and healers, and right now we're in tank support meta.
Well, yeah, because wasn't his big thing like
Janna,
he play like Karma
or Soraka?
And
he had a pocket Soraka for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been 2 seasons ago, Soraka.
It was. Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, it was. Probably, It was maybe spring split last year. But regardless, so I mean, he's not a bad player. Like, he's a solid player. I don't like him, but for some reason, but like I said, I think that the biggest things for their team moving forward were whether or not Dardoch was going to be the guy everyone thought he was going to be, or the guy he turned out to be, which was a terrible teammate and toxic.
I think what Echo Fox really has going for them, especially this season, is the support of their owner.
I don't think there is a better owned team in America.
Because you look at other teams, and none of their owners or managers are in the stands shouting at the top of their lungs whenever anything goes right. They're all standing backstage looking pensively at the screen.
Yeah.
He seems supportive.
He's a great fan. Yeah, I mean, he genuinely seems like he cares about the results, but also cares about his players. And it's refreshing.
Like why can't you love me like Rick Fox loves Echo Fox?
Why can't you look at me like Rick Fox looks at the Echo Fox players? Give me the Echo Fox players' results, and I'll give you the love he gives them.
Not really.
Well, you're asking for a lot. You're asking for my unconditional love.
I feel like I've earned it.
Yeah, so you got to
earn
earn
like these past 10 years.
I disagree. This is where we do not see eye to eye.
Oh man,
it should. I try to bring out the best in you.
Sounds like this sounds like an abusive one-sided relationship. I'm giving it all I got.
I failed you.
And you're just like, nah, you're not good enough. Get out of here.
Well,
that's true.
And yet I keep bringing you back.
I don't know.
Maybe you're abusing me. It's like a reverse abusive relationship.
But wait, I need you.
Yeah, you're pulling a Jerry on me.
Suck everything in.
Yeah, you're a Jerry.
Drain them until they're a shell of what they once were.
Everyone feels bad for you. It's like, oh, poor Jerry, but you're the predator.
We got to be careful, though. We don't want to attract too many Rick and Morty fans.
I mean, I don't.
Oh, there is.
I want to attract as many fans as possible. And if they're Rick and Morty fans, I mean, I can speak their language. I'm just not a dick. Well,
come on.
I mean, okay. Let me back off that. I'm a different kind. I like to broaden my horizons as a dick.
Some might say you're a dick
all over the place.
Some
might say I'm a dick connoisseur, but I like to give it to. I like to be a dick to everybody, not just
to
specific
employees
groups.
at McDonald's.
Equal opportunity dick. Everybody deserves it. Everybody deserves it. But I digress. So, yeah, TSM, Echo Fox. Echo Fox wins. Blew my mind. Not because I thought TSM was going to win, but I couldn't figure out how they could have given that game up. And they did, and it was impressive. Quite impressive. What do you got for me? What was your game? What was the game you saw that really kind of stirred
what kind of
something
pissed
in
me
you?
off was Clutch versus CLG. Just
Why?
the total one-sidedness to Clutch Gaming, just the kind of stomp fest that ended up happening.
CLG just looks. Speaking of a team that looks like a shell of itself, you know, everyone was happy that they kept so many of their players.
Might have been a bad idea. They're kind of looking like they did right before Hotshot had to retire.
Yeah. I mean, Darshan is
he's
not the player he once was. And that's sad, because he was great. It's disappointing to see a guy who was such a great split pusher and just a great, like, presence where all of a sudden it's like, oh, look, Darshan's taken 3 towers in the top lane.
Really rely on, even though everything else was going bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, everything went pear-shaped. You're like, well, at least Darshan is doing his thing, and
went 0-5-0.
Nobody's noticed it yet.
And Apollo went 2-1-15, so it's not like he was giving him over to Apollo. It's just Clutch.
Apollo is on Clutch. That's right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
a
it's just
show.
they just feel like, you know, they're just not in sync in any way, shape, or form. You know, TSM is lacking something. It's either the meta isn't working for them, or just. No. I said TSM. Their problems are that the meta's not working for them, and they're just having trouble with synergy.
See, I kind of disagree with that meta comment. I think TSM is just a new team, and that they're having trouble figuring out who's doing what, and that'll shake out by the end of the split.
I don't know. I don't know. I think they're struggling.
I think this meta kind of favors them right now. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it favors them at all when they in their play.
Well.
It doesn't look like it's favoring their style. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but right now, all signs point to there's something.
From what I've seen with every
with
TSM game, is it looks like they don't like to team fight. They're trying to get good rotations and good sieging, but every time something breaks out, they're on the retreat. They're letting other teams play their game and kind of reacting to it.
I will say this. Hauntzer's play has been really good. He's played really well. I think Mike Young in the jungle is a huge weak spot. And you know, I'm not trying to be mean, but he's a huge weak spot for them. Yeah.
You gotta turn... What did they say during the stream? They take every jungler and they turn them into... They don't turn them into Svenskeren. They turn them into someone. Every TSM jungle ends up being beaten down to be the same player by the end of a split. That's what they do.
Yeah. I mean, the last time they had a really good jungler before, I mean, Svenskeren was probably their last good jungler. Before that was what?
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Yeah.
They went through a bunch of junglers in between that, but it was
the general,
I think. He was the last one that kind of fit. He was the last one that kind of fit
what a weird
their style
guy.
of play.
He was an odd one, you know?
He
was an odd one.
I loved Odd One.
Yeah.
He was great.
I also want to talk about C9 versus Echo Fox, although I feel like they're the team of the day, apparently. Yeah.
Well, Echo Fox they're the flavor of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're sitting pretty, sitting
it
alone
was just
first
that
place.
C9 Echo Fox game was just a real butt clencher. Every time you thought C9 had won a fight, Echo Fox would turn it, and then they would get something out of it. Mm-hmm.
That's what they're really good at. They're really good at not even if you're going to lose a fight, coming out with something.
They're never.
They're really good at like salvaging things. You know, to right. It's not like, oh man, we just took out 4 kills to none. And they get something out of it. And I think that's the most.
This was one of those
games
games, C9 versus Echo Fox, where you think Echo Fox has it closed, but then C9 spawns and takes their team out. There were 2 or 3 times where the Nexus was being hit, and C9 was able to turn it and then keep going forward. It ended up being a 46-minute game, but it probably should have ended shorter. Hit the Nexus! God damn it!
I will say, everybody is
he played
jocking
really well.
Licorice right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it's unwarranted jocking. I'm just saying he's getting
why.
jocked real hard right now, where people are like,
Oh.
like the best rookie in North America,
I mean,
Licorice.
Where's that bar set though? Best rookie. How low is that?
That's one thing. Is yeah. Who are the other rookies? Is the question. You know, I mean, you look around. There's not a
Meteos
ton
count
of
as a
brand
rookie?
new players. There's a couple.
Because he's back. He was gone.
No,
Are you sure?
no.
What about
he does not
Lemon?
count
I
as
think
a
he might
rookie.
still count.
Yes.
I don't know. I think he does.
No, he does not count. No, you'd be wrong, and it wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time. So you thought though the C9 game
not
was
a little bit. Total
of a
butt clencher. Full on tight butthole.
Total butt clencher.
Although I find it weird that the ongoing theme of all these games that there's always a hyper carry on one team and an Ezreal on a different team, and I'm not sure. Ezreal.
Well, I mean, you're seeing a lot of Tristana and a lot.
It's always a hyper carry on one and an
Cogmore,
Ezreal on another. And I don't know why, because every game seems to be pushed into late game because no one knows how to close, and yet they're still picking a mid-game 80 carry that eventually gets outscaled.
Right.
That's what I feel like they should have seen what happened. All the teams. Now I'm not pigeonholing anyone, but every team should have looked at their games the whole day, whole weekend, gone, man, Ezreal doesn't really seem to be working out because once you get past 26 minutes, he's not very good anymore. Doesn't matter if you sell Frozen Fist for Triforce. He's just like, okay. I don't know. As much as I love Kleptomancy, it's my favorite mastery, it's not super strong.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, also everything right now, and I know a couple of pros have said it, but you see a lot of the same masteries being used throughout. You know, a lot of the same items, you know, like every lane is starting, you know, double relic shield, or all the bottom lanes are double relic shield, in pots and whatever. It's, you know, I know, what's it called? I think Huni was running
sense.
Kleptomancy Gangplank.
Especially because Gangplank skills with gold. I
yeah.
mean, I get it, but it's
Right.
just, if every single game's going to hit 30-plus minutes, it's time to change up. Yeah.
30-plus minutes. They're all hitting like 40-plus minutes.
I
or
wish...
longer.
This is just kind of a me thing. No, I wish I could use Unsealed Spellbook.
Pie in the sky.
But I'm terrible. I think it's cool. I like what it does. I think having teleport and that flexibility is kind of good. Mm-hmm. But I can't pick that because I get trashed. No, for sure I did it. I tried it. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be awesome. And then it was not awesome.
And that's the one that
you change your summoners mid-game. Yeah.
Right. They were using that. Someone was using that.
You can go teleport and then switch to heal, or you can start off heal and then switch to teleport.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that is really, really cool. But I agree.
I'm going through the game stats right now just to confirm my suspicion. There's an Ezreal in every single game so far. Yeah.
Was there?
I'm on the last 2. Ezreal. Yep. And
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Echo Fox TSM they picked Zoe, and then
the
TSM
only game
picked
Ezreal was not in was Liquid versus Clutch Gaming because he was banned. And then it was Double Lips on Tristana, Apollo on Caitlyn, and Team Liquid won because Caitlyn's not very good right now. Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, we should probably talk about them at some point. They're looking pretty strong.
I said last show that I think that they're probably top 3 team right now. I said in no order. I think I had them, 100 Thieves, and I think Echo Fox.
How often
were my
did
top
Rise
3
win?
teams.
I feel like we're seeing a lot of Rise, and I feel like we're seeing a lot of Rise losing.
Rise gets picked a
Yeah, I
lot,
kind
and
of
so
get
has
that,
been Shen
especially
support.
with Unsealed Spellbook.
Yeah, he's been a pretty strong pick. I mean, I don't know if I feel like we're getting a
No,
lot
we're
of
definitely not.
variation in champions
It's pretty
just yet.
stagnant right now.
Yeah, but I also think that with the new 5-band system,
It's not that new, man.
you're
This has
gonna
been
see
around.
less of that. I guess. I know it's not. I know. I mean, it's new in
I guess in the
comparison
sense
to,
that this
like,
game
other
is almost 10
aspects of
years
League
old,
of
yes, it
Legends
is
what I
new.
mean.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's a newer aspect, it's newish
Yeah.
to the professional scene is what I mean. But yeah, I think that aspect of it does sort of, and in a good way, but in a bad way, sort of reduce the champion pool, obviously, from, 6 to,
Yeah, I think
instead of
what
reducing by
we're
6, you're
hoping
now
to
reducing
see,
it by
though,
10.
is more diversity. Yeah, but that's...
Or more creativity,
I
I
hate
think,
to
is
go
really
back
what
to
you're
this. That's
looking
never
for.
going to happen when Riot patches every time something gets
No.
strong. Yeah,
Right.
they
Well,
patch
every
it.
time someone does something
Every-
creative. Yeah, it's the situation, when you were going
The
was it, like,
original Blue
AD
Ezreal with the
or
jungle
whatever it
item
was,
for the burn.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It goes back to that, where you have something that's totally off of what standard play normally gives you,
Yeah.
and then they're just like, no, you can't do that.
I
Well, why
would
not? 'Cause
I
that's
prefer
not
to
how
give
we
at
designed it to
least
be.
one patch cycle, so that players can
Right?
figure
Let
it out.
let it ruminate, man. Let people figure out how to. Yeah, let the players figure it out
No, it's
organically.
just a different
I don't
methodology.
think it's a bad thing. Well, and I feel like you're just squashing innovation in
I
that
agree.
regard from your
Although
player
there's not
base.
that much innovation to begin with.
And that's
Yeah.
well, exactly. There's not a lot of opportunity for innovation. So I feel like if you come up with something innovative that is a bit off the wall and does kind of take a little creativity to convince people to allow you to do it, for lack of a better word, Riot's really quick to kind of hotfix it and
cares
be like,
what
oh,
you
no, we
intended?
never intended it for to be like that. Well, it's like, of course you never intended to be like that. It's an offbeat pick. I think you applaud something like that and you let it sit and you're like, okay, so now we found something that's weird that we never expected, that may be a little bit strong.
Oh,
So let's
it's
see how our
always going
players
to be
react to it. It's one
the
thing if it's
other
broken.
edge of the sword is that the player reaction is always going to be negative. There's never going to be a time where it's like, this is the best thing ever. Please don't fix this. I would give it like
half
a
the
90,
people will say that, and the other half won't.
Because
they
that
have to
10
have to
gets
play
to play
against it. No, I know. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The 10 is, because it'll either be permanently banned, which at that point then Riot's like, well, if it's never going to be able to get played, then there's no point in allowing it, because you're removing that champion from the ability. I'm playing devil's advocate here, and I understand that aspect of it. It's saying, if you're like, oh, well, Lifesteal Galio is totally the strongest thing ever, right? I'm just throwing out something retarded. So Lifesteal Galio is the strongest thing ever. So it gets banned every single game because nobody wants to play against it because nobody's figured out how to beat it. So I understand Riot going, well, we need to fix that because it's taking Galio out of being a competitive pick, and he's just moved to the graveyard. It's like, so let's tweak either the
not
item
only that he's
or
moved to the
tweak
graveyard,
the character's
but
numbers.
he's also hogging resources for other bans. There's no room to be strategic with your bans because you have to use
right.
one
That's
on
what I mean.
Galio in this scenario.
Well, exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, and this is a common scenario that happens. So Riot's initial reaction is, well, because this is happening, and now he is a permanent fixture in the ban list, kind of like, remember when Xerath was, right? It was Xerath? No, not Xerath.
Azir?
Oh my God, what the hell is his name? No. The teleporting mage in the mid lane. No. The mage, the guy. What the fuck? Kassadin. Remember, like
Yes.
3 seasons ago when Cassidy was always banned? Yeah. It's kind of like that,
Right.
where it's like, okay, well, we have to fix it because he's never being played. But then what happens is his items get nerfed, and then he gets nerfed some too, because they can't just do one, they have to do both. So then he goes from being hotly contested and almost permanently banned to never being able to be played because he's fucking worthless. And that's bad on the other side, because then what you're doing is you're just doing exactly what happened, but instead of them being hotly contested and banned all the time, now they're completely forgotten and no one's interested in them.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's somewhere in there, there's a happy medium, and they have yet to find it.
Speaking of no one being interested, I think that might be the show.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to kind of finish up. If you didn't know, we do have a Patreon. If you are a fan of the Tower Dive podcast and videos, go on and head over to patreon.com/towerdive. And if you want to donate, you can. Obviously, we will do this whether or not you do. We will never, ever charge for the enjoyment that you get from Tower Dive.
Like we could get away with that.
Like we could get away with it. We wouldn't do it anyway.
Yeah.
We would never do
Even
that.
if we could,
we still wouldn't. No. The fact is it just helps us be able to put stuff back into the show to create a better experience, either from, you know, new equipment to different programs, what have you. Anything to make this better so that you guys can enjoy it and, you know, we can do it on a more permanent basis. But with that, I think we have reached the close of our show. Do you have anything else to add, Signor Mano del Pano?
Just be sure to like and subscribe us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter.
I'm doing the hands thing.
Follow us on Instagram. On all the shits.
Yeah.
All that.
At Tower Dive PC on the Twitters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're just at Tower Dive on Instagram or at Tower Dive PC. Whatever, you'll find it. You're smart kids. You can do the research. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.